Okay, now we're back to the 2800 hack. Now, I'm not going to wire or solder directly to this at this point my Slave Master wires to this board. But um, as you can tell, the capacitor wires stay the same. You don't need to do anything different to those. You just leave those as is. This is the wire that you took that ran to the batteries. This is exactly where you're going to run the positive wire from the Slave Master. Okay, for the batteries. The negative is going to go in the fourth hole over, positive. Then you're going to relocate the black wire from the flash strobe to the number 2 spot. So all you do is just solder that in. This is the only wire that I will work with on soldering. And what I do on these is I come in from the top. I try to get my wires nice and lined up. And then what I do is I heat it up on the back. And just stick it on through. There. Yeah, that's through. And it's nice, solid. It's in there exactly where it goes. So we switch back to macro. So what I've done is I've relocated the black strobe wire. Your positive battery feed from the Slave Master is going to come there, where this wire is. Okay, again, just from your batteries. Your negative is going to go there. Very important. And then when you run this line from the Slave Master, that wire you will cut. And in the middle of that, you'll put the resistor that Treetop sends with the Slave Master board, especially if you're using rechargeable nickel metal hydride batteries. Okay. Then, if you look at the bottom of the board, again, we go back to, let me get these wires out of the way. We got your positive and negatives that went to the strobe. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the trigger wires from the Slave Master board, and the positive trigger is going to go here. So all you do is you unsolder that and then pull it out. And then stick your positive trigger in there from the Slave Master. Okay? Your negative. Same thing. You take the negative from the Slave Master board, negative trigger, and you put it there. Then what you have to do when you're doing the modification of this board is the 470K ohm resistor. And I hope I said that right. 470K, 470. I'll double check on that, and I'll post it in the link. And what I do is what 212 indicated to do in his mod is that you drill holes here through the board and here, right there through the board. There's no traces there or anything like that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to solder that resistor through, and you're going to bridge it from here to here. And in my next video, I'll actually post how I do that and what I do. And I'm pretty sure those are the points. I'm kind of going by memory here. But if not, in the next video that I'll post, we'll show how to do it. But again, you drill your hole there and you drill your hole there. And then what you do just what I do is I stick my resistor in through the top of the board and then just bend the legs over to where they need to go back here, and then I just put a little solder on my soldering iron tip and then just lay it over. But again, I'll show you on the next video. You know, and that's it. That is exactly how easy the 2800 is. I think this is the easiest mod that you have to do. And I always like to keep these wires on there until I'm ready to replace them with the other wires. That way it's just real easy to figure out what goes where. You don't get confused, you don't have to be looking at pictures, and it's just a nice, clean, easy way of doing it. Now there is another board for the 2800. Every once in a while you come up with it and it's a little bit different. And if I come across it, what I'll do is I've got 5 more in the drawer there. As I come across it, I'll make a video of how, of the modification of that, so you've got both of them in this series of videos. But like I said, we probably got less than 10 minutes of video, and in the time I was talking, I could have wired up the Slave Master to this. It's a fairly simple, easy mod. And what you do at this point, when you get it to here, check it again. You know, when you get all your trigger wires and everything hooked up, check it again, lay it on your counter, let it charge up, put one of your flash cameras by it, let the flash trigger. If the slave fires, then go ahead and put it in. If it doesn't, at least then you can troubleshoot outside.